Hello everyone, welcome back to my book vlog, and today we're discussing another Elizabeth Strout novel. We're going to discuss Anything is Possible because Anything is Possible was published this week, and I guess I've kind of been building up to it recently because I recently read Lucy Barton, which was a bit of a prelude to this book. So I know this is the third book from Elizabeth Strout that I have reviewed for this vlog. So is it any good? Well, that pause was rather poignant, wasn't it? I feel I'm holding Elizabeth Strout to a different standard. She is clearly one of the most talented writers out there, with a real gift and a real craft for creating fully fleshed characters and bringing out the disappointments and the half full, half empty approach to life. Is Anything is Possible better than most books out there? Yes, it is. Is it as good as her other books? No. So, would I pick it up off the shelf? Yes, absolutely. I don't regret reading this. It's beautiful, it's touching, and it's heartfelt examination of lives where you kind of have to accept what's coming at you in life and go with it. And if you look hard enough, you'll find what you're looking for. Is it as perfectly crafted as her other stuff? No, it isn't. And so there will always be, if you're an Elizabeth Strout reader like myself, there'll always be an element of a little bit of disappointment. But nevertheless, it does demonstrate, again, what a terrific writer she is. Okay, so what is Anything is Possible about? Well, it is set in a small community in rural Illinois, in modern day rural Illinois. If you've read Lucy Barton, My Name is Lucy Barton, you'll know that that story is about a writer called Lucy Barton who reconnects with her estranged mother some 30 or 40 years after she left their childhood home in rural Illinois. And how they connect is through really superficial gossip and catch up on the characters and lives that lived in her childhood town. Anything is Possible is about what happened to those characters from her childhood town. Do you need to have read Lucy Barton to read this book? I would argue probably yes, because it's a great introduction and a great setting for this community. So we're into the realm really of Olive Kitteridge, if you've read Elizabeth Strout's novel, where we're into, I guess another good comparison would be the film Crash, where it's sort of lots of lives in the same community, all interlinked and interwoven. They sort of segue slowly into each other's lives, and all of them have a counterpoint, a touching point to Lucy Barton and her mother. And this could be whether these are girls who used to tease Lucy at school, whether it's the old janitor who knew how impoverished Lucy's life was, used to let her sleep in the classroom. Perhaps it's war veterans still struggling with PTSD. Perhaps it's people who used to employ Lucy's mother as a seamstress. So they all have this interconnection with Lucy Barton. I would argue that the lives in this book aren't as brilliantly interwoven as in Olive Kitteridge. Olive Kitteridge is very much Elizabeth Strout's masterpiece. This is more, to me, a collection of short stories. And this is a collection of short stories about people who've grown up. They see Lucy Barton's novel in the shop window, and they consider how a woman who's managed to break free from their small childhood town and how that impacts their lives. One of the main reasons I would say you probably need to read Lucy Barton is because there's a great theme of karma flowing through this book, about rights being wronged and wrongs being addressed. So how life, what goes around comes around. And so people who perhaps weren't nice to Lucy Barton or Lucy Barton's family, you sense there's an element of comeuppance. But really what the unifying theme is in these short stories is that life and love goes on. And if you look hard enough, there is something there for you, but it may not come in the package that you want. Life is always full of little disappointments, but this is very much a book of hope. I always sense there's an element of hope in Elizabeth's writing, and that very much that there's an element of goodness in everyone, and there's an element of being able to find something in everyone, whether that love or the relationship you have with them is flawed, that there is still something there to hold on to. Elizabeth Strout, Anything is Possible.